Hi, today we're going to take a look at example 3.2, present value of annuities. Okay folks, first thing we need to understand is the difference between a lump sum and an annuity. In assignment 3.1, what we looked at is the future value and present value of lump sums. In other words, if we were going to collect $10,000 5 years from now, if we wanted 6% interest, what would that money be worth today? Okay. What we're looking at here with an annuity, and in the next worksheet 3.3 we will also be looking at annuities in this form of a future value of annuity. But with an annuity, it refers to an annual payment. Annuity, annual. So in this problem we're looking at, or in this example we're looking at problems in which we are paid a given amount every single year. In other words, if we have a lump sum of money, $100,000 let's say, um, we're paid every year. Let's say it's a 10-year annuity. We're paid out of that 100,000 every year for 10 years. We're taking money out, but at the same time it's still generating money because it's on interest. And so, like in problem 1 here, an investment returns us a profit to us of $5,000 a year for 10 years. Okay, well that's easy math there. We're paid in total $50,000. Okay, this money's on 6% interest. So what's this investment worth today? In other words, how much money do we have to have today on interest at 6%, and we can take out of that investment $5,000 every single year for 10 years. Same like the last worksheet, guys. We just take the number of years and the percent interest to get a chart number. Okay, here's the percent. Make sure I use the right chart though. Present value of annuity. 6%, 10 years. 6%, 10 years. Yep. That's 7.360. So we take the chart number 7.360 times the annual payment, in this case $5,000. That gives us our present value of this annuity of $36,800. So folks, here's the deal. If you had $36,800 and you had that invested at 6% interest, you could take $5,000 out of that investment every year for 10 years. That'd be a grand total of $50,000 taken out of the investment. The total put in originally was $36,800. The remaining would be interest that we had earned. Wonderful thing. Okay, problem 2. An investment promises us $8,000 per year for 10 years. Just the last problem, 10 years, 6% interest. How much can we afford to pay for this investment today? Well, it's the same chart number. I set it up the same way. Didn't mean to, but I did. So 6%, 10 years, again, we get the same chart number, 7.360. We take our chart number times our annual income to get our present value of this investment. In this case, our present value is $58,880. Okay, we get paid $8,000 for 10 years. That's $80,000. So we made over $21,120 in interest. That's a wonderful thing. But in any case, if we had $58,880 and we took out $8,000 a year every year for 10 years, it would work out at 6% interest. Another way we can look at these problems is, or it's a loan in reverse order. We know what we could pay for the loan. Um, Say we know what our annual payments are. We know what we can afford for a house payment, or we know what we can afford for a machinery payment, or whatever. And then from there we ask ourselves, well, what can we afford today? Then how expensive of a house can we buy? Well, in this example, we'd like to sell our 160-acre farm on contract. So in other words, the buyer buys it directly from us and makes payments to us instead of a bank. If we want that contract to generate $40,000 a year for the next 20 years, So say we're an elderly couple, we want to sell the farm on contract. We will want to be able to get paid every year in our retirement. In this case, we want to make $40,000 a year every year for the next 20 years. So that's an annuity. We're paid annually 40,000 bucks for 20 years. What will the sale price need to be to generate this income if the interest rate is 6%? So we go back to our chart, 6%, 20 years, 11.470. 11.470 times 40% equals 458,800. So if we sold this farm for 458,800, okay, just so you know, that's about $2,800 an acre, cheap. Uh, we could take out of that $458,800, we could take out $40,000 a year every year for 20 years. Okay, so that'd be a grand total of $800,000 of income over the 20 years. 458,800 would have came from the initial sale purchase of the farm or sale price of the farm. The remaining 341,200 would all be interest. So, wonderful thing here, figuring out the present value of annuities. Hope this made sense to you. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call, drop me an email, or stop by my office, and I'll do my very best to help you out. So, good luck to you, and take care.